Howdy. I was watching a bit windy. Hurricane Ian. It has a really nice bow shock above or in the north, which spans many thousands of kilometers, I guess. And it is, in a way, straightly connected to Europe. Here, somewhere in the middle, we have this Reykjanes earthquake swarm. And as I watched here, I went closer, wonder about the place names you have there. Sydney. And I noticed this one, and I remembered I have been watching this once. And I watched it again. Here you can see very nice filamentary structure, the perpendicular features of plasma. Clouds are plasma. There is energy flowing through the atmosphere, exciting the water molecules, and we get plasma. It gets visible. You don't need any machine or whatsoever, just look up. And let's check out this place. It is called Sable Island, off the coast of Nova Scotia. And just the form alone is very interesting. And let's just start here at this tip. There aren't too many pictures of this place, which is a pity but understandable. And the first thing I noticed was there's a water body. And I thought, yeah, this might be seawater as well. But there is a water body surrounded by sand. And there is green. And sand is usually not known for being very fertile, so there isn't too much growing on sand. That's why we have words like desertification, when the desert comes and kills all the life there, because it's just silica sand. And I have been watching at these features, even though the quality is really, really bad. But in a way, one could say there is some repetitivity in this. Furthermore, we have different colored sedimentation. We have very interesting features here. I don't know what they are. I guess some of this island is also rock. It's not only sand. That's why it's there in the first place. If it would be sand, one like bigger storm and this would just get blown away. Here we have different colored water, green and black. Different colored sediments again. And here we have again somehow repetitive patterns. Yeah, you can see them by yourself. There are a few pictures. From that place. There's an airport. Sable Island main station. Horses. When I saw the pictures of the horses, I thought that I bet those animals have to have water. I don't know if they're just living there freely. Do they belong to anyone? Is there a horse meat farm there or something? Romanian Mercury. I don't know what they are doing. Is this some kind of research or whatever? Halifaxian boats. This somehow doesn't look like fishing. In a way, this looks rather sketchy. You know, they just put the stuff on that thing, but they need it. Yeah, let's fix it with some wires or whatever. And that's very, very, very rather interesting. Somehow it seems that some of these things are either burned or they are wet. And that's a building, I guess. And maybe these lines, what we have here, this could be rock. It's not sand. And then I noticed here, Lake Wallace. And I thought that, yeah, how? Like there are so many of these water bodies there all over the place. And there is even one with a name, Lake. This has somehow peatish features in a way, I don't know. But it's very intriguing. Somehow I couldn't let go of the thought that these are craters. Also those which are filled with water. Yeah, I really would like to see a photograph of this here. How does that look in real life? Is this limestone? Yeah, I probably could have figured that out by making some research. Now I found finally some more pictures. There aren't too many pictures. Yeah, that's very fascinating. On the right we have rather straight lines. Yeah, there's one drinking. So probably these are just like once brought their horses and they just stayed there. Or they evolved from those seals. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, every seal that got hit by a lightning bolt turned into a horse. Yeah, I'm just joking. Weather station and stuff. So I tried to figure out some more about this lake here, Lake Wallace. And this is one thing I found. Sable Island's unique ecosystem. Sable Island is a small, low-lying, barrier-type island located 150 kilometers off the east coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, in the northwest Atlantic Ocean. Constantly shifting dunes and sandy beaches dominate the crescent-shaped landscape. Referred to as the graveyard of the Atlantic, the island is associated with over 350 shipwrecks, which motivated its establishment as Canada's first life-saving station. Yeah, 350 shipwrecks. There might have been horses on one of those. The island is currently home to a unique ecosystem consisting of over 500 wild horses, endangered seabirds, and the world's largest breeding population of gray seals. Yeah, there are also some seals in Helsinki at the moment, since a few weeks. Sable Island was established as a Canadian National Park Reserve in 2013 due to its extensive human history and ecosystem. Yeah, it might have also an extensive geological history. Further information on Parks Canada's ecosystem management initiatives for the island can be found on their website. Vulnerable freshwater resources on Sable Island. Sable Island's ecosystem relies on fresh water sourced from precipitation that infiltrates into highly permeable sands. This freshwater is stored in a lens-shaped zone of fresh groundwater that floats about denser seawater. The fresh groundwater lens intersects land surface in topographic depressions and forms small ponds that support the island's wildlife. The recent decline or disappearance of these critical ponds raised questions about the future of the island's freshwater ecosystem. Should I zoom in a bit? I don't know. Does this help? Waves and tides batter the island's coast, and hurricanes and other storms cause extensive seawater flooding on the island's beaches. Coastal flooding has the potential to salinize the island's surface and subsurface freshwater sources. There it got interesting. Subsurface freshwater resources. The remote location of Sable Islands and observations of declining freshwater provided the motivation to establish a near real-time wireless monitoring network. Installation of a wireless sensor network on Sable Island. The Dalhousie Coastal Hydrology Lab is currently working to deploy and maintain an inexpensive wireless sensor network that enables near real-time ocean and hydrologic monitoring using wave buoys and pond and groundwater sensors. The monitoring system will be valuable to island stakeholders and will make Sable Island remotely accessible. Stakeholders. Wireless wave monitoring in partnership with the Ocean Tracking Network and the Ocean Frontier Institute, wave buoys have been deployed off the south beach of Sable Islands to track ocean wave conditions. Yes, wave buoys track ocean waves. These buoys monitor wave height, period, and direction. Data are transmitted via satellite and are accessible via this dashboard. Yeah, this would probably be interesting to follow, but there is probably no time for that. These buoys allow us to monitor wave conditions in near real time and understand the hydrodynamic forcing driving coastal flooding and erosion. Wireless pond monitoring in September 2022. So that's very recent. We installed a Campbell Scientific and Riot technology wireless sensor network for real-time monitoring on 3 surface water ponds. Yeah, Riot technology on an island which is inhabited by horses. Why not? A specialized data logger sends commands to modes top right that control sensors installed in the ponds, bottom right that to monitor the temperature, water level, and electrical conductivity, hence salinity. A specialized satellite transmitter wirelessly sends the data to the GO satellite system where it is integrated and plotted on our Campbell Cloud website. On this dashboard, at this link, if needed, click on the dashboard. You can view recent climate data, air temperature and relative humidity, and the levels, temperatures, and conductivities proxy for salinity of the 3 ponds. Yeah. If you are ever bored, you can check this out and tell me is there anything going on. I think this is a very time-intensive thing to get into this, but anyway, sorry for that. What happened? Yes, now we come to the very, very interesting place. Wireless aquifer monitoring. Aquifer, which means the water is coming from the ground, which maybe has something to do with the whole creation of the islands by electromagnetic discharge events, hence lightning bolts which were burning holes into the crust and they established a connection through the surface. And since water is so abundant and it has those electric properties it makes the connections as we do have in the heavens above. But anyway, existing monitoring wells close to the cluster of infrastructure on Sable Island were installed with wireless sensors to track groundwater levels. These were designed from recent work by the NS Geological Survey through the use of an ultrasonic sensors with an Internet of Things device to transmit the data through Wi-Fi. The Internet of Things. They are tracking our water. Data from these sensors will be accessible through a link to be added on this page later in 2022. Yes, we are experiencing a very big shift. The Internet of Things. They try to establish that you won't be able anymore to grow your own food because you have to tell them everything about your own food. How many bees you got? How many apples grow in your garden? How many do we have to give away for the better good of everything? The Internet of Things. Dalhousie University. Questions? Yes, many. But I think I will leave it here. This was just some random video about some random stuff I just stumbled across following a hurricane. Wireless aquifer monitoring in the middle of the sea. Very interesting. And we have the Internet of Things also included into that. Very interesting. Thanks. Bye.